Hello guys, I'm Tom, and today we'll be exploring who Schlain is. One of the most enigmatic, powerful, and emotionally complex characters in the animated universe of Roswell Conspiracies is undoubtedly Schlain, a Banshee. But not a creature from Irish folklore as many might imagine. Rather an alien warrior marked by the pain of her race, the weight of her history, and a voice that can destroy just as much as it can heal. That's why in this video, I will explain in detail the story and origins of Schlain. To do this, I'll first give you a summary of her story within the series, then talk about her physical appearance, her personality, and her incredible known abilities and weaknesses. Within the Roswell Conspiracies, aliens, myths, and legends universe, the Banshee are presented as one of the most complex, powerful, and emotionally deep alien races throughout the narrative. They are not simply mythological creatures reinterpreted for science fiction. They are a species with a painful past, marked by exile, persecution, and prejudice. The Banshee come from a distant planet, a world that was once prosperous and in harmony with its ancestral culture. However, this balance was shattered when other alien races began to hunt them out of fear of their psychic and sonic abilities, capable of affecting the minds and senses of any living being. As a result of these interplanetary hunts, their civilization was pushed to the brink of extinction, with their homeworld devastated and no safe place to call home. Many Banshee were forced to exile themselves to distant worlds, including Earth. Once on our planet, the Banshee tried to integrate into human societies, though this was not easy. Their abilities, especially their hypersonic screams capable of inducing visions or even physical pain, gave rise to the ancient Celtic legends about female spirits who foretold death. Thus, their presence was etched into humanity's collective imagination as supernatural and terrifying entities, when in reality, they were desperate refugees trying to survive. The most prominent figure of this race in the series is Schlain, a warrior and agent who works closely alongside Nick Logan, the human protagonist, within the secret organization known as the Alliance. Schlain not only represents the strength and determination of her people, but also their adaptability, their humanity, despite being alien, and their desire for justice and redemption. Throughout the series, her personal story intertwines with the larger conflict between races and secret agencies, making her a key figure both emotionally and strategically. Despite their contributions to fighting greater threats, the Banshee continue to be victims of prejudice and fear. They are considered dangerous by some factions within the Alliance and by other alien races, reflecting social and racial tensions similar to those in the real world. This situation makes them tragic figures, powerful yet marginalized, brave yet misunderstood, always walking the thin line between being seen as monsters or heroes. Ultimately, the Banshee not only enrich the lore of the series, but also carry a strong symbolic weight. They represent displaced peoples, the marginalized, and all those whose histories have been misunderstood or rewritten out of fear. In Roswell Conspiracies, they are much more than an alien race. They are a living echo of past injustices and a reminder of the need for empathy amid conflict. Now that we've thoroughly covered her story, I want to talk about Schlain physical appearance, what we know about her personality and behavior, and explain her incredible known abilities and weaknesses. Schlain has an essentially humanoid form, which allows her to interact with her environment and human characters without creating a total disconnect. However, her silhouette and proportions are designed to convey a certain unnatural perfection, an unsettling beauty that seems to arise from an almost mathematical symmetry in her features. Her face is fine, delicate, with elongated and stylized features, as if her form had been sculpted rather than born. One of the most striking aspects of her design is her long hair, which often floats with gentle movements even in the absence of wind, as if responding to an inner energy. This detail not only reinforces her supernatural aura, but also serves as a visual symbol that what dwells within her is not entirely human. Her eyes are intensely bright, charged with an energy that seems to pulse from the very depths of her being. These eyes are not only a powerful visual element, but also light up dramatically when Schlain uses her special abilities, projecting beams of light or flashes that reveal the magnitude of her hidden power. It's as if her body is barely a container for a much greater force, barely contained. Some depictions of Schlain show her with pointed ears, a detail that symbolically connects her to elven archetypes or beings from higher realms. In other versions, her aesthetic blends gothic and alien elements, combining dark outfits, biomechanical details, and a color palette ranging from metallic tones to pale neons. This visual combination suggests that Schlain does not fully belong to any world, neither ours nor one completely external, but rather she inhabits the intersection of the arcane, the cosmic, and the technological. Even her skin, although apparently human, has a subtly different texture, sometimes translucent, sometimes with a faint inner glow, as if circuits or channels of liquid light ran just beneath the surface. Everything about Schlain is designed to generate a mix of attraction and unease, a beauty that does not comfort, but rather unsettles. Schlain is not simply another participant in the intergalactic conflict hidden in the shadows of Earth. Her personality makes her a key figure within the narrative, not only because of her abilities or lineage, but due to her unique capacity to emotionally connect with humans and other species. Unlike many of her contemporaries, Schlain demonstrates a genuine sensitivity to the suffering, fear, and hope that coexist amid the secret war between alien races. From her earliest appearances, she is revealed as a deeply empathetic figure, with an almost intuitive understanding of human emotions. She doesn't just perceive them, she feels them, respects them, and in many cases acts as a bridge between worlds that fail to understand each other. This sensitivity is not a weakness, but her greatest strength. It allows her to navigate moral gray areas, question orders that others would follow without hesitation, and make decisions that prioritize the well-being of the innocent over military or tribal logic. In a universe marked by confrontation, distrust, and fanaticism, Schlain represents a voice of balance and peace. Her presence is a reminder that even amid chaos, there are beings who believe in coexistence, mutual understanding, and the possibility of living beyond fear. In many ways, she is a pacifist figure, but not passive. Her fight is active, constant, and she often faces both enemies and allies to defend what she believes is right. Her motivation is not limited to survival alone. Schlain carries a past marked by loss, betrayal, and exile. As a member of a persecuted alien race, her struggle is also to regain her people's lost honor, to rebuild their cultural identity in a universe that has marginalized them. In every action and word, her desire to reclaim a dignified place for the Banshee is evident, not as threats, but as complex and spiritually profound beings. Her determination does not come from hatred, but from a deep longing for reconciliation and justice. She does not seek revenge, but redemption. In this sense, Schlain becomes much more than a warrior or diplomat. She transforms into a living symbol of emotional resistance, hope amidst conflict, and the possibility of healing even the oldest wounds between species. Schlain, as part of the enigmatic Banshee race, possesses a set of extraordinary abilities that combine the psychic with the energetic, granting her a formidable presence on the battlefield and a crucial role within the conflict between alien races. Her best-known ability is the Psychic Scream, or Sonic Wail, a sound manifestation charged with mental energy that can destabilize the minds of her enemies causing anything from confusion and disorientation to severe physical damage in organisms and machinery. This scream goes beyond the audible. It is an attack that acts on the central nervous system, capable of causing intense pain, hallucinations, and even temporary unconsciousness. In addition to this power, Schlain can channel and fire concentrated energy beams from her hands, an offensive ability that releases an electrical or energetic discharge capable of causing direct and penetrating damage to her opponents or destroying obstacles in her path. These beams not only represent a physical extension of her internal energy, but also demonstrate advanced control over her psychic and bioenergetic abilities, making them versatile in both ranged combat and tactical situations. Schlain also possesses telepathic abilities that allow her to mentally communicate with other beings, share thoughts, or even anticipate enemy movements. This capacity is complemented by advanced emotional detection, which grants her a deep understanding of the intentions and moods of those around her, facilitating both diplomacy and combat strategy. Furthermore, some Banshee have healing gifts, channeling their energy to heal wounds and stabilize critical conditions, reinforcing their role not only as warriors but also as protectors and mediators. However, despite their wide arsenal of powers, Schlain and her species are not invulnerable. They are vulnerable to certain human and alien technologies designed to neutralize their psychic and energetic abilities, such as frequency inhibitors, containment fields, or specific weapons that interfere with their bioenergy. On the other hand, their status as exceptional and powerful beings makes them frequent targets for persecution and capture, driven both by fear and the desire to exploit their capabilities. This constant pursuit is one of their greatest practical weaknesses, forcing Schlain to remain constantly alert, limiting her freedom and complicating her survival in a hostile environment. And that is all we know so far about Schlain, a fascinating entity within the Roswell Conspiracies universe. I find Schlain to be a character full of mystery and emotional depth that truly makes her stand out. Her mix of power, vulnerability, and that unique connection to human emotions reminds me of those figures who leave an indelible mark, like some iconic characters in pop culture. Now I want to hear your opinion in the comments. Did you already know about Schlain and her story? Do you think beings like her could exist in some hidden dimension or in the vast cosmos? And if you had the chance to meet Schlain, how do you think that experience would be? Would you approach her or keep your distance? Leave me your answers and any thoughts you have about Schlain and the world she belongs to. I love reading what you think and building this community of passionate fans of the unknown. As always, thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. If you liked it, don't forget to share it to support the channel and subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos.